Hey y'all, I'm Angie. Welcome to my channel where I do stuff. If you're new here, thank you for joining me, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. In today's video, I am going to use some really old LED light components that I found, and I'm going to be putting them together to make some standalone light kits, and then we're going to go out into the country at night and take some really cool pictures at night. Everything you need to know about today's video is going to be in the description box below, so go check that out when you get a chance. Okay, so I've got a big old mess of stuff right here, and let me explain what's going on. So 10 years ago, and I have a receipt, a literal receipt. In fact, this was 10 years ago. This receipt is dated June 20th of 2012. And this is for a store called Electronic Parts Outlet in Houston. So back then I was doing light kits for photography, and I spent $75 on supplies for these self-contained light kits. What I was doing was I was making these light kits for photography, and basically how it would work is I would take this self-contained light piece, which consists of LEDs, a switch, and a 9-volt battery, and in this case it's a yellow light. And I would stick them inside here. Well, I mean, obviously it would be turned on. I would turn it on, and then screw the lid back on. And one thing that one of the projects that I did pretty regularly was taking pictures of long exposure, farmhouses at night. And I am not into trespassing, and I don't want to get injured because these buildings were falling apart. So I would take this and, with it turned on, throw it through a broken window or roll it through the door or toss it in the building. And I would have this rope attached to it so I could drag it back out of the building after the pictures were taken. So I could get the glow from the light source and never have to go in the building, never put myself in danger, never really break any real laws, and I still got the shot. So it was a perfect solution. That being said, here we are 10 years later, and this is not necessarily the best or the most cost-effective solution to that problem. If this is something you're interested in doing, you can pick up rope and bottles at the Dollar Tree. And if you're looking for lights, honestly, Five Below they have very inexpensive LEDs. They're not very powerful, and they won't last for very long. They're very poor quality. And honestly, you throw them in a building one time and it may break and you'll never be able to use them. So that's why I made my own, because it was cheaper at the time and I knew I could make them last. I still have all of these materials that I need to use up, so it just makes sense for me to go ahead and finish making the light kits with the supplies I already have. So this is sort of, I am so sorry for this. I apologize ahead of time. This is a basic representation of how this works. So you've got the LED here, and one of the wires goes to the switch, and then out of the switch into the battery. And then the other wire just goes from the LED straight to the battery lead. So I have a bunch of heat shrink tubing, I've got switches, I've got battery leads, and I've got a ton of LEDs. So I am going to go ahead and start getting these put together. Let's get started. My hands are not working the way that they should be, so I'm having a really hard time, especially getting all of these wires in here and getting them to stay connected, because my hands do not want to hang on to stuff. So, just sucks, that's all. If any of y'all are electricians, or you are, you like electricity as a hobby or whatever, I am very, very sorry. I am so sorry that I am butchering your art, and that it looks as awful as it does as you see here. But I think you'll be okay, right? Ta-da! Okay, so we've got our first kit set up, and that's a green. Well, I guess it's not our first one, but it's our first one after 10 years. So anyway, so that was the first one, and I am going to continue on with these others. All right, there we go. Red light, done. So let's do the blue one next. Ooh. Ow, okay. Maybe let's not melt the rug. Wow, okay. Well, that wasn't expected. Whoopsie. So that wasn't really supposed to happen, but you know, we're working over here. I thought something smelled kind of off. Okay, blue one's done. So I've got one more that is like coming apart. I'm gonna get some super glue. This is a white one. I'm gonna get some super glue and glue this together. It's got dog hair and stuff in it, but give me just a second. And it is only 5:15, so by the time I get these done, I can change clothes, get everything loaded up, and we will be ready to head out, go get gas, and go find our location for the evening. So I have no idea when that shut off, but we finished with all of our pieces, and then I'm going to get ready, pack everything up, and we're going to go get some fuel and go to our location so we can shoot some really cool pictures tonight. So I am out in the middle of nowhere, farmland. Brought my camera equipment and all my light stuff. So it looks like I've got cotton over here, and then I think sorghum right here. I should know these things, but I don't. Hopefully I'll be able to get some nice shots. This wasn't what I had in mind. Unfortunately, the house that I was going to go to from a video from the other day, if you haven't seen that, I will link it right up here for you to see that video. I was going to go to that house and throw the light source in the house and get some really cool pictures. They put up a 4-strand barbed wire fence all the way around it in the last few days. So that is out. This is where I usually come out when I want to take night photography or something like that. And for the first time in a few years, some guy just drove by like super slow. So slow he wasn't even kicking up dust. I just waved, like, I don't know where he went, because as far as I know, there aren't any houses or anything out here. It is so hot, y'all. It is triple digits even now, even with the sun going down. If you're enjoying today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really does help support the channel, and it lets me know how I'm doing. Every time you do something like the video, or if you leave a comment, or if you share, or when you subscribe, doing all of those things really does help to support the channel, and I appreciate you so much for doing so. Okay, so I've got my first light kit, and I'm gonna take it out into the crops over here and just stick it down there and turn it on, and then see if we can't get some stuff to focus. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, let's try taking some pictures, shall we? Okay, so I'm gonna try taking a picture. Okay, so that actually turned out pretty good. All right, well, I'm gonna keep taking pictures, and I'm gonna change out the lights and stuff, get different colors, and may go over to that pump jack over there. Now, I'm not trying to make a political statement. I'm just a girl who has always loved rainbows, and tell me that doesn't look gorgeous. That's really, really cool. This is fun. I'm having fun. Are y'all having fun? I hope you're having fun. So this doesn't show up very well on my cell phone. I've got a blue light in the back of the Jeep, and the pictures have turned out pretty good. It's just not working out as I had planned tonight, but that seems to be happening more often than not lately. So I'll check back in with you in a few. So at that point, you can see I had intentions of taking more pictures. I really wanted to get the pump jack, but it was prohibitively hot. I cannot possibly explain to you how hot it was, even after the sun went down. And the gnats were outrageous. I mean, they weren't biting or anything, but they were there. And I had even sprayed myself down with DEET. So it was really annoying, and I couldn't keep dealing with it. And they were flying in front of the lens and causing all kinds of problems. So I just went ahead and went home. And I mean, I'm still going to look for old farmhouses. I'm still going to look for abandoned buildings that I can throw this light into the way that I had intended in the first place. But it's just going to take some research and a lot of driving around, and that is not a cheap endeavor these days. So, but I still have some more ideas. And if you have any ideas of things that you would like to see me light up at night, leave me a comment below. Anyway, that's all I've got for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, then I hope you'll consider subscribing, because I would love to see you back here next week when I do more stuff. Bye.